Hi. How y'all doing today? Oh, busy times, I tell you. We're just waiting because see if anybody joins us here. People are going to join us, but we're just going to let people join in. So I'm just going to sit and stare at the screen for a few minutes. I might sing, could do a little dance. Hey, Mary. Just waiting for some people to come on. Yeah. Oh, we hot here again. We got our extreme heat warning again. We had a few days where it wasn't bad. Now we got the extreme heat warning again. Oh, hate it. I'm a fall, spring kind of girl. I'm not a, 110 degrees kind of a girl. Fortunately, because that's what we get all the time. But my family's coming to see me. Part of my family. Jade's coming with Zara. Her hubby isn't coming this time. Just they're coming. Hey, Virginia. And my son is coming with his little sweetie. And they're coming I think everybody will be, Jade's coming on Sunday, and I think Tyler and Emily are coming on Monday for the week. So they'll all be here for the week. So I'm very excited to see everybody. I have to buy a cradle for Zara's baby doll because she apparently is baby doll crazy, and she puts them on top of a pillow to lie down, and then puts a little towel or something over them to go to sleep. It's really so cute. Remember all those times. Oops. Remember all those times, right? Hey, Keiko. Oh, so I've been getting, hi, Diane. A lot of people asking, yes, I am going to put the wood only up for the snow globes. Probably tomorrow. Maybe today. I'm not sure. I know people have been asking, so yes, I will be doing wood only kits for the snow globes. What else? What else can I say while we wait for everybody to come? Hi, Arlene. Oh, I did get a couple of questions, so I'll show you. Oh, reach over like an old lady. Okay, so these two, I don't know where in heck it is. These two, yes, are decoupaged on. The snowies are decoupaged on. The words are wood cutouts that Deb cut out for me. This one is not a wood cutout. It is a wood cutout, so the tree's a wood cutout too. For those that have been asking, look at these. I just love those little, the way the little snowballs turned out from, I just painted and snow-teched black peppercorns. Isn't that cool? Anyway, these are them. These are them, ladies. So yeah, for those that are asking, these two are decoupaged. The tree is wood on this one. And this one, and all the letters are wood cutouts. All the words are wood cutouts. Yeah. Thanks, Dorinda. So yeah, we will be doing those in August sometime. Yeah. So thanks everybody, because they're a huge seller. I just put them up today, and crazy how many I've sold of those so far. We're going to do Santa today. Cute. Love Santa. I haven't painted the back of him with this one. I already base coated him. Oh, and there is a line drawing. So there's a line drawing so you can, know where all these little lines are going. And I was trying to get it up, but I was rushing around before the class. Hi, Rosemary. So I'll put it up after the class. I'll put the line drawing in so everybody has the line drawing for Santa, so you know where to put all the little duty hickeys. Okay, what else? Rosemary. What were you asking? Did you get on in time? Because you had asked if I was doing wood only kits. Yes, I am. I'll probably put them up tonight or tomorrow. And the tree one will be a little bit more than the others, maybe about 50 cents more, just because it has the tree cut out, and the other ones don't have any other have a cutout. So I'm going to switch this down so we can go ahead and start Santa. Hope that this goes over here. I'm just going to the Facebook one, just so I can see what we're doing here. So I can see that if I'm not, I want to make sure I'm not off screen. I do have a tendency to do that on the very odd occasion. So let me just go over here. Having trouble with my computer, and I'm really not sure why. Zoom is not picking up my audio at all. Who knows? Who knows why? This is why I have a son-in-law who does all this stuff. Okay. Hopefully I'm here. I am here. Oh, good. And you can even see Santa. Yeah, even better. Okay, I'm going to try and move this forward a little bit and down. Get a drink. So I've base coated this already, as you can see. Oh, I better do this. Okay. Okay. So I have base coated the red is all done in Rookwood Red. This is all desert sand. We just really lighten it up with dry brushing and all that kind of good stuff. So, I left my instruction sheet upstairs, so I'm going to wing it. No, I do know. I just wrote it up today. I know what I'm doing. But I do want to get a fresh sanding paper in here. How are y'all doing? Is everybody doing good? You have to talk to me every once in a while, ladies, or I think I'm all alone in the universe. Okay. Oh, I want to get this so I can sand under it when I want. Okay. I think I'm going to start with, I'm looking. I think I'm going to start with all the little pieces. Let's get all these little pieces done. Okay. When I do his little boots, I'm going to also do his mittens too. So let's get the little boots out of the way, and then we'll get all the little pieces done, and then we can do wing through Santa. I want to do the heels here. There isn't a line drawing for the heels. You can do them wherever you want. Make them as big or as small as you want, or you can just take a pencil, and just maybe do a little line if you want. And I'm just going to paint these in bleach sand. I can find it. I put it up here. Just actually had it. I was trying to get all the paints out before the class started. Here it is. Before the class started. Okay. So So I'm going to do his little heels in bleach sand. La, la, la. La, 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 la. I'm looking for the paintbrush I want. So I'm just going to use my flats, and this is one of Chris's. I don't know if she's, I love her brushes. And add just a little bit of water to this. I'm going to see if I can come on this too. So I'm just using bleach sand. I'll probably do 2 coats. And yes, I did the whole thing black, and then I'm going over it with the bleach sand. I just like the way it looked like that. Does anybody else sit with their legs crossed the whole time that they're don't know why. When they're painting, I do, and I'm just forever telling myself, oops, uncross your legs, uncross your legs. So again, this is just bleach sand. Yes, see, Dorinda, I know. The ginger is painted with cocoa. Did I put that in the instructions? I was sitting here thinking, I'm going to have to look at the instructions because I couldn't remember. I know I did not say in the instructions about the face that it has to be painted like buttermilk, base coated. So I was sitting there going, I wonder if I did the gingers in cocoa, or if I put it up in the you know, paint needed part cocoa. I did have it. I think I did, didn't I? Pretty sure I did. That would be very wise of me if I did. I'm so glad that I base coated this first because it took me like an hour to base coat it today. Mind you, I think I was chit-chatting to my daughter as when I was base coating it, but that's beside the point. It just seemed to take me forever to base coat it today. And silence. Silence is deafening. Oh, we went and saw the new movie Twisters. Have to say, it was very, very good. I love those kind of movies, so. My son went and saw a movie called Long Legs. It's with Nicolas Cage. It's really, really good that I would probably really like it because it's kind of a thriller, not a, you know, a bloody gory thriller kind of one, but one of those ones that keep you on the edge of your seat ones. And apparently Nicolas Cage plays a real creepy guy. So I might have to see that. And then we want to go and see, well, we're not going to go to it, but we're going to see the new Quiet Place 2. It's like the start of, I guess, all the monstery people coming or something. Anyway, we want to see that one too. I made these heels a little bit bigger than on the original one. Don't always have to be the exact same. Okay. Clean that brush a little bit. Try this off, and then this one is done. Yeah, I love Nicolas Cage too. He is weird and so he apparently is weird in real life, but he's weird too in some of his movies. Go figure, shocking. Yeah, he is apparently weird, but that's okay. Everyone's allowed a little weird. Right? Okay, I am going to sand these. I got my other sander out. I'm going to sand around the little boot edge. And you can sand like as much or as little as you want. Depends on how much you want to distress it. I'm just giving this a nice, not going too crazy with it. Oh, here I better move up a bit. You probably want to actually see what I'm doing, don't you? Let's go around all the edge. I'm just going to take a piece of paper towel and get the dust off from the sanding. I'm also going to go around this edge too while I have, since I'm going to be doing a glove, I'm going to go around it. I'm going to sand around the whole edge. Base coating is always the part we don't like to do before we get to play the base. Exactly. I mean, there's so many fun things to do. Who wants to spend all your time base coating? Ugh. However, without a proper base coat, nothing looks good, right? So we do have to have a proper base coat. I wonder if my Dinglehopper is here. There it is. I'm going to use this. Get into some of these little spots a little easier. Come here, you. I'm just going to go around the whole thing with my emery board sander. Just take a look and make sure I've got it done enough. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. dust and shake out this so that I'm not adding dust into my pieces. Okay, so we're just gonna finish, let's just finish these ones off, right? So I'm going to shade along the edges here. And I'm gonna do it in, I think I'll do it in Desert Sand. And I'm trying to decide if I wanted to have a little fawn, but I'll see how this is. I kind of always like to try and see how it looks first. I'm gonna go around these edges, come up a little bit. I think I'm just gonna do Desert Sand. I don't have to do more. I'm gonna go all around it. Let's try that off. Wonder where Rhonda Hostler is. You find it relaxing, Deanna? I don't. Usually because I have like a design and something in my mind and I want to get to it, and so I get irritated when I have to spend a lot of time base coating. I think, oh, I just want to play. Oops. Okay. Now I'm going to, I want to just really, really lightly sand this just to kind of dullen this black up a little bit. And I really am barely putting any pressure on this, but you can see it just sort of takes that shine away. So I'm going to do it on. This is really fine grit sandpaper. And I'm going to do the same thing just on his little mitts here. Get rid of the dust. And for all you that are wondering, I am actually putting in a waste packet. I'm not dumping it on my phone. Yep. Okay, turn it over. Now we're gonna just sort of start, you know, cutesing this up a bit. So, oops. I'm gonna take my shader, pick up a little bit. Now you can use, you know, it kind of depends on how bright you want things. So if you want, I'll show you what we're doing. So you can see how I put this little curve here and here, and I also did it on the mittens. So if you want that to really stand out, you can do it in Snow White. If you want it to be a little bit more subtle, you can do it in Warm White. And if you want it to be really subtle, you can do it in Bleach Sand. So there's just some options for you. I'm going to do it in Warm White. That might be a little bit too... And I'm going to do the same thing just here on the mittens. And I'm going to dry this off. Anybody else find base coating relaxing, or are you like me and just want to get to the good stuff? I just want to get to the goods. Okay, now I put these really cute little, fuzzy lines in. You know, I like to do my little squiggles, my squiggle lines. So I did them in the heels. So I'm going to take my liner. I hope that I have a liner here. Well, this one will work. It's not my regular liner, but it's the closest, so I'm going to grab it. Ooh, sat here for a long time, and I taught my sister, gave her a little private lesson on how to do eyelashes and all the little tiny lines. I think it really helped her. She was just getting really good at it. So you can see I'm doing these, and I'm just going all the way around the heel with one of those squiggly broken lines. And then add a few little cross hatches and stitching lines. So, like that. Just adds a little bit to it, I think. Oh, wow, what kind of look at the end. Literally just fell off this. So, we're going to look for a different liner. Oh boy, that's fun. Crazy. It's in my water, sitting at the bottom of my water. This is the different one. Why I have these handy, I do not know, but I do. And I'm going to do the same thing here, some little cross hatches and stitching kind of lines. And I just mix them up. I do some little lines and do some little X's, just kind of break it up a little bit. So you can see the two heels, what they look like. Okay, now I am going to splatter. So the the boots and the mittens are just splattered in. Now, again, you can do some different things. You can do the Snow White if you want the splatters to really pop. You can do Warm White if you don't want them quite so much, and Bleach Sand if you want them to be, a little more under the radar. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do Warm White. Let's see how I feel about Warm White. Because I can come back and add I think Warm White's going to be fine for me. So there's just splattered some Warm White on there. And I'm going to do the same thing on his little mittens. Okay. Just going to put that over there. I'm just going to dry these. And then it's just a matter of doing all the little embellishments and stuff on these. But these are done now. So it'll be nice when we finish that, we can just put everything together. I'm also probably going to put some, splatter this with some Snow Tex. So that's why this doesn't have to be as, you know, pronounced the white. Okay. I'm going to do the brim of the hat. So this is the brim of the hat, and the brims and the cuffs are all done the same. So we're going to go ahead and just do them the way that I, you know, see them being done. So this is done in desert sand. So I'm going to take some fawn, and I'm just going to shade all this with a little bit of fawn. And then we're going to be distressing it. I'm just going to kind of dance some of this color up. I love dancing brushes. So again, this is fawn. Directions say raw sienna. This says raw sienna. I'm looking and I don't see. I know the candy cane has got raw sienna. I'll have to look. I don't have it in front of me. It's supposed to be the candy cane is shaded with some raw sienna. I didn't put any of this. No, line work on the heel of the boot. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Yes, the squiggles are raw sienna. Sorry, I didn't see Rosemary ask. Sorry, Rosemary. Whew. Here, I thought I had mucked up somehow. I'm going to do the edging, kind of dance it a little bit. I am going to be distressing this with probably vintage photo and a little bit of antiquing wax. So if you don't have those, this will be really good for you because this is how you'll shade it. Anybody watching the Olympics? My husband hurt his back. He's still quite laid up with it. So he can't do a whole lot, so he's been watching the Olympics. And I don't want to do anywhere else here. I'm going to add a little bit along the top and bottom because I'm going to be darkening the sides. Just a bit of a dance. Go around here. Now, when you're doing this, I wouldn't try and make it really perfect because this is supposed to be the fur. And I find if you do it kind of a little bit imperfectly, it just gives a little bit more of an impression of fur. I'm going to go around the edge here with this fawn. Oh, I see Rhonda's on the site. Oh no, she's not watching this. She usually watches us. What other questions can I ask you to get you ladies talking to me? Having fun watching your presidential race. We're not talking politics, lady. I'm just ladies at all. Nobody talk politics. I'm just saying we're enjoying, we're watching, not enjoying, we're watching the presidential race up here. Okay, so I did that in fawn. Now I want to take this and I want to really lighten this up a bit. So I'm going to take my sander again. Whoopsies. And even though I have shaded it, I'm still going to come back in and just give it a nice little dry brush. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like get every little nook and cranny, but I wanted to do a little bit. And this is again with my really fine sandpaper. I like to do it after I have shaded it because it just sort of makes it a little, can I say the word billowier? Hey, Rhonda, I was just asking, I said, I wonder where Rhonda Hostler is. She's usually here. I did say that. Okay, so I did just a really light sanding. A little bit more right here. And again, I did it after I did the shading, the first shade of fawn. It's because I just think it makes a little bit more billowier if you do that. Not enjoying the race at all. Well, we're watching it up here. Okay, now I am going to dry brush this because I want this even softer still. So I'm going to take, see if I can find it, warm white, and I'm going to dry brush. I'm going to pounce it on, and I'm going to do warm white. See what this is. So you can see I'm pouncing it. And just start off lightly, and then you can pounce it a little bit harder if you like. And I probably might even give this another little sand. Okay. Now I think I'm going to just take a piece of paper towel to sand it. some of the dust got on that red, so I'm just gonna remove it. Now I wanted to bring some more texture and dimension to this, so I stamped the fur. So, and you can use any stamp you want. Just find something that has a really small really small script on it. Now, I'm going to use, so you can use Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, Distress Ink Vintage Photo, or you can go to, if you don't have the Distress Inks, you can go to maybe a raw sienna. You don't want it too dark. And you want to press really lightly because you don't want this to show up like crazy. Okay? So, see that? It's too dark. So I'm probably just going to take a little piece of paper towel and get rid of that. I'm going to stamp it off on a little piece of paper towel first so that I know I don't get too much of it. And just lightly stamp over it, if you can see. Just really light. And if you find you stamp too hard, remember we're going to be splattering all this, so it's going to show even less. But if you find you've stamped and it's too hard and you've used one of this Distress Ink or Oxide, just take a little piece of paper towel, get it just slightly damp, and it'll lift it right off. I'm going to stamp just all over these ones. So they'll go like that. Okay. Now I did those cute little lines on here too. My little wiggle lines. So I just went to the edge of these, the cuffs on the coat, and I did a little C line on each side, like that. Just sort of references the shape just a little bit more. If you want, you can do it on the cuff, but I decided to do the wiggle squiggles instead. And you don't have to do it all over. Like it's really broken. Can't even see it in some places. Just out a little bit. I did think about you, Rhonda. Oh, they are mean to each other. Yes, Dorinda, they are. But I think that's in every country in every world, no matter what. People always have to fight dirty. I'm going to take a little bit of lamp black now. Make sure. And this is the cuff for the toque. We call these toques, remember, in Canada. So the toque, the cuff for the toque, and this bottom piece right here, I'm doing my squiggly lines in black. And I may even add a little bit on the sleeves, even though I've already done the white. So, wiggle squiggles. And if you're not a black fan, or if you're worried that it might not look very good, use asphaltum. I just use a really, really light hand, barely touching the paper or the piece. And that way I get these really nice thin lines. But I wouldn't do it all the way around like, you know, you get every area. Lift up your brush and really just kind of move it around so that you're not covering everything with this black line because you don't have to. For the people who got, I had to pack their things in boxes, I tried to write a little note on the lids of all the boxes. So if I missed you this time, I'm sorry. Sometimes I got a little distracted, but I did try to write little notes to people in the on the box lids. Okay. Oh, I think I will put a little bit on the sleeve. Not too much, just a little. There. Just a few. Now I'm not going to splatter that right now because I'm going to be coming back and I'll splatter it when I do all the red. I just want to make sure that I don't have to add anything else to that. No, I think we're just going to put those up here. Put that down there. Okay, this is our little cocoa gingerbread girl, space coated in cocoa. Oh, we didn't distress this. Let's just distress this color first. Okay, so you can do different things. So if you want, you can just take the Distress ink vintage photo, and I'll show you what that looks like. A lot of people don't have the antiquing wax. So if you don't have the antiquing wax, you can use this instead. Just go over around these edges. I actually am going to antique this too, but if you don't have the antiquing wax, so you can just use vintage photo. If you don't have the vintage photo, the Distress ink vintage photo, I would asphaltum, you can use asphaltum or traditional burnt umber. It's a little bit darker. It's dark like the Distress, like the antiquing wax. And a little bit of this. But I'm also going to take the antiquing wax. I really like the antiquing wax. And one of my brushes, I'm going to use just a little one. I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to go around the edges. When I do it, when I use this antiquing wax, I do kind of like to use my finger as a bit of a guide. I do get it on my finger, but that way I know I don't do too much. So this is it. This is the difference. This is with the antiquing wax, and this is with just the vintage photo. So, you know, you might not like the antiquing wax. I do. I think it looks very cool. So I'm just going to add a little bit to some of these edges. Now, I'm not worried about doing it on this bottom edge here because they're going to be covered up, one by the gingerbread and this one by the candy cane. So no, you don't have to worry about that. You can, if you want, do it around this heel. I don't think I did it. Maybe just a little tad, just really lightly. And then just kind of randomly on this, I didn't want to cover a lot of it because I didn't want it to be too dark. So just kind of add a little bit of it here and there. I love this Santa, hoping to place an order very soon, have some unexpected expenses. I get it, like getting a raccoon out of my fireplace chimney. Oh my God. And the hot water tank went, oh, we had ours replaced. I got to tell you about that. So we had to have ours replaced, Rosemary. And what happened was, okay, so I'm just going to put this little darling over here. Okay, everybody, when I say, oh no, where did I put the Santa? Remind me it's on top of the paper towel, okay? So anyway, we had to have our water tank replaced, and we had had a new furnace put in, I don't know, 5 years ago, and then we had to get our hot water tank placed because it was 10 years old, and they say you have to replace it every 10 years. So anyway, they came to replace it, and when they put in our new furnace, it was a little bit bigger and a little bit like longer, right? And so they couldn't get the hot water tank out with the fireplace there. So they had to cut all our gas pipes and do all this to get the hot water tank out because the new furnace was too big. That was a pretty penny, I tell you. Okay, no, here it is. So we'll do our little cocoa-y thing first. So I'm going to give it a little light sanding. Actually, I think I'm going to use this. And when I say light sanding, really, it's not very much. I'm not going too crazy on our little ginger. I'm struggling to decide whether I'm going to keep the subscription group next year or not. Okay. Okay, this is our little ginger bread. Where did this? Now I'm just going to take my vintage photo and just go around the edges lightly with it. If it was a little bit bigger, I would shade the middle of this with like a true ochre, and I'm kind of wondering if I will. I don't mean shade it, sorry, I mean dry brush with a little true ochre. You know what?
Just me.
Oh, what is that? That's me.
Hey everyone.
Oh, it's my sister. I don't know why that is going off. I'm just going to look for my true ochre. I think I will. Now, this isn't something you have to do, but I just think it adds a little bit to this. So I'm going to take, this is true ochre, and I'm going to just pounce a little bit of this on. And it just kind of, you know, softens up the center a little bit. If you want just one that's a little bit plainer, then you don't have to do the true ochre. It just kind of softens the cocoa up a little bit. I like that. Okay, now I'm going to go around the edges with a little bit of the vintage photo. I believe it's this one. I think I'm going to use my finger as a bit of a guide because I don't want it too crazy on here. Like I don't want it to come in too far. So I'm just kind of trying to keep the vintage photo just up at the tip here of the brush. And then I will often take my finger and do that. Okay, now I'm going to take, so you can take light buttermilk, you can take a bleach sand. I'm going to use light buttermilk for the icing because I think light buttermilk looks cool on these. Now, I would say, where's my light buttermilk? But I think I used it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to use light buttermilk for the icing. I probably uncrossed and then crossed my legs back 100 times since we started this class. Bad. So this is light buttermilk. I'm going to go around the edge here. Alrighty. Now I'm going to do a little bit of cheek blush on here. So I'm going to use Rookwood Red because I used Rookwood Red for the Santa's coat. So I already, you know, have it out. But you can use any color that you like. When you own a home, there's always something, no kidding, right? Always something to do. Always. Little brush. I'll use this one. So I'm just going to use this. I love these brushes. I'm going to use this for his cheeks. So you can use Rookwood Red. You can use Heritage Brick. You can use, you know, one of your, you might have a favorite blush color that you like. Okay, and I'm going to do 2 teeny tiny little dots for eyes. This a little one? This is a little one. I think this one needs a bigger eye. 2 little dots for eyes. Now this one is splattered. We'll do all the little embellishments later, but this one is splattered. I splattered it with light buttermilk, and then I splattered it with traditional burnt sienna. If you don't have traditional burnt sienna, you know, maybe use Heritage Brick or something. But I am going to splatter it with a little bit of light buttermilk. I don't want it to be too... So just a little bit of light buttermilk, and then I went and did a little bit of, I'll use this one, traditional, that's not it, that's the red. Gotta make sure you do it right. So I have traditional burnt sienna, and I'm gonna splatter it with a little bit of this. Now, while you have this out, if you want, you can splatter. Why waste a good brush that has some splattering potential? So I splattered traditional burnt sienna on this, on the cuffs. And on here. We're going to be also splattering it in white, but I figured might as well while we have this out. Okay, so you can see I just added a little bit of more color to it. I like that. So back up on top of the paper towel, ladies, in case I ask you where it is. And then this is the gingerbread. Make sure I'm okay. I'm going to put it over there too. Now this is the candy cane. So the candy cane, I took the desert sand. I'm looking at this as we talk, thinking, I'm sure I did the desert sand. Put that there. This is, no, that's not desert sand. Here we are. So I'm going to take desert sand and I'm just going to go around the edges of this. I'm just going to go around it. This adorable little Santa. Might take a little bit longer than we had hoped. Okay. Thank heavens for replays, right, ladies? Huh, okay. Now, this gets wrapped. So it's actually wrapped, you can see, with this. So I am not going to do any more on this except this until it's wrapped. And then after it's wrapped, that's when I did the rest of the shading. So I'm just going to slip that up here. And that, and I'm going to come back to our little guy here. We're going to do the red, okay? Now I used black plum to do the shading on his coat and his hat. I just dance that black plum. I got a new black plum and I just find it's not as dark as I want. It seems to not be as dark as my old black plum, and I'm not really sure why. I am going to come over this, go back over this with a little bit of the antiquing wax, so I'm going to be okay with it. So I just went around the toque here, And then after we glue this on, I will come back and just go above it. I'm going to go above this cuff. Start out a little bit and then work your way to the cuff. And again, this is with Black Plum. I love Black Plum with the Rookwood Red. How horrible for you. Water just ruins everything. Oh, what color? Oh, what color did I shade the candy cane? Oh, desert sand. Oh, I hope they cover the repairs. My gosh, I can't even imagine. All right. Oh, and then I'm going to just go on along where the cuff meets the top here. We're basically just going around wherever the cuff, any of the cuffs touch the jacket. And then we have to go, and the pants too. These are pants. Rhonda, are you back to work at school? When does school start down there? Like the middle of August? I know it starts way before us, ours up here. Is it the middle of August that school starts there? Now, I'm just going to do this is the center of the jacket. Not that you actually really see this because of the beard, but I'm going to separate those pants so it doesn't look like he's wearing a skirt. Starts August 12th. I was wondering when it started down there. We start after the September long weekend, so depends on when it is. So always the first Monday in September, and then the school kids gradually start. I do mean gradually in after that weekend. So on the Tuesday, kind of do an integrated start. So the first week they don't really do anything. People who work for the schools, so Roxanne, who's an administrative assistant, she's there a week earlier. My son, who I can't remember. Can't remember what his title is, but he works for the school board with special needs kids, or the EAs, so the educational assistants. He kind of, helps them with all their whatever it is they do. And they all start last week of August. Now, if you find when you do this, that the shading does not, see, I'm going to be adding some distress, some antiquing wax. But if you don't have antiquing wax and you don't think that some of this is dark enough, you can use soft black or even lamp black just to add another sort of little layer of this shading. So for those that are wondering, you can do that. I'm going to make sure this is dry because we're going to now dry brush with some True Red. And that's going to just brighten up his jacket and toque. Make sure I shake this baby up. Okay. Now I want a bigger one. Let's see. This might do. I'm going to dry brush with this True Red, and it really brightens up. It's going to kind of do a bit of a pounce. Come up a little bit. And then I'll look at it and see if I have to fix the shading at all. I might add a little wingle wangle with the shading. We'll see. I like him, his coat just to have a little bit of brightness to it. Okay, now you can make this as bright as you want, or if you just like the straight Rookwood red, you can do that too. I just like to brighten him up a little bit. Now I'm going to take my antiquing wax. I'm going to go around the edge. Kind of darken up that a little bit, and that actually will make, look a little brighter. The red even a little, pop a little bit more. And then I'm going to add a little bit up here. Might not do the whole thing, just add a little bit here and there. Okay. Now I'm going to splatter this. So this is, of course, going to be splattered in white. I think I might do him in Snow White. I think I think I'm going to do Snow White because I think I want his coat a little bit brighter. I'm going to pick up some Snow White. splatter it. And a little bit more water. The more water, or the more, I guess, damp your toothbrush or splattering tool, the bigger the little splatterers are. A little bit to that too. I'm going to dry this. Got some little ones. And you'll know how much you like, right? Giving up this fruit. Hi. Hi. Well, I just haven't decided what I'm going to do. It's a lot of work between the two groups. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of kits to back. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. What we're just going to do his face. We can glue his beard on, start the embellishing. Okay, I am just looking at this. I'm going to glue this on. And then I am going to shade it and glue the beard on, because I find this is hard to glue on when you have the beard on, like you're really kind of squiggling it in there. So I think this will help. So I think I'm going to glue this on first. Who knows what I did originally, but that's what I think I'm going to do. Better put my paint here. Let's not lose anything, shall we? And this way I know also exactly how to do. Oh, see my head right under there? And all my gray hair? Isn't it just lovely? Isn't it just lovely? So this is going to dry. While that dries, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. So we're just going to shade around here. We're going to give him cheeks and we're going to shade it, and then it's just gluing the beard on, okay? I think I'm going to use this one. So I'm doing Santa's beard. So but you know what? I mean Santa's cheeks, but I think I'm going to use my old standby that I like to do, and that is dried clay and then heritage brick. It's just my cheek thing. It's what I like to do. I'm using one of Chris's new brushes that I love these brushes. So this is dried clay, and you can see I'm just getting right up into these little grooves here. The other side, I always turn it when I do the other side. Okay, and then I like to take my heritage brick. I got some here. This is just something, the way that I like to do my cheeks. And I take my angle brush and I get it quite damp. I think I'm actually going to a little bit more water. I'm going to do almost a little float of it in here, like this, just along the edge. It's like shading my dry brushing. There, like that. And that's just with, I did my dried clay first, and then just almost a little washy on the outside edge of the cheeks with the Heritage Brick. I use the new dental brushes for splattering and love. I know, Diane, aren't they great? I love using the denture brushes. Okay, now I'm just going to shade just around the outside of this, and I'm going to use Desert Sand. That's just a little bit of Desert Sand. I'm going to go around this hole, just along the edge like that. Now he has two eyes, but I'm not going to put the eyes on until I do the beard. So let's just start putting some of this together a little bit more. So I'm just going to clean up this little area. We all know that I have a tendency to, my work area gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because I may be a little messy sometimes. Right there, I said it, I own it. I don't mean to be messy. I'm not messy in my life, in my real people life, but I tell you, I am when I do this. Okay. So everybody got a packet like this, okay? This can be ripped into 3. So take your beard, your unbleached cotton, and just cut it into 3. I did 2 the same, and I did 1 that was just a little skinnier. Now we're just going to glue these on, you know, like we do half the things. Now you're going to all want to know how long to make these, okay? So I'm going to tell you, just a sec. Where's my ruler? So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one is about 7.5. And I do change the length of them. So you can do some 7.5, some 6. I also take them, and so I have a length, but I'm going to take it in half, divide it in half with my finger, so, and then do a little twist like this, and then that's how it's going to be glued on. However, I will often do it uneven, so one is longer than the other, like this. Okay? So I'm going to start on this edge here. Just going to go all the way around. We're going to work our way up. And I will trim this. See, I really don't have a rhyme or reason. See, this one is quite a bit shorter, and I'm going to twist it. So there's 2. And we're just gonna go all the way along this edge here. So you can probably do it, I don't know. I would just do it maybe 6 inches. I think 7.5 is too long because I'm gonna end up cutting that one quite a bit. And this is, the beard really is just playing with it. Now you can take this beard and stamp it. So it isn't just plain unbleached cotton. You can take your vintage photo and a stamp and just go all over this if you want. I'm going to splatter mine with Champagne Stardust and Snow Tech. But for something different, I love stamping these beards. Yep. And then I'm going to go above it. Ooh. Here. And the beard will probably look a little boring until you put the cheesecloth in. Love it when I add the cheesecloth. Just makes the whole beard pop. Makes it all bushy and full, and oh, I just love it. Oh. There's nothing fancy about these ladies. Just cut and twist, glue it on. We're just doing another layer above the first one that we did. That one a little bit at the end, so I'm gonna I really just stick them anywhere. Okay, and now I'm gonna do another bit above this one. Lots of threads. Okay, I'm going to do another row above this one, but I'm going to shape it a little bit, I think. And then we're going to, because we're going to do the mustache. So there's only really three rows for the beard. You don't have to go nuts. You don't want it to come up too high, so just kind of figure out how many layers you want. So I did like 2.5. And then I took the cheesecloth. I love doing this stuff. I love adding this to beards. It is what makes the beard. At least that's what I think. So just open it up. It opens in half, and then there's 2 sides. So you open it up to this one really big long thing like this. And then I take it now. You probably think I sit and measure all this. I just take it, cut a piece. So it's about this wide. This one, they're never the same width. Look at it. It's narrow down here. It's wider up here. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. Just cut a strip. And again, twist it. And we're just going to start adding it in between these layers. I'm going to do one there. This is my favorite. I love doing these beards. And again, see, I'm not measuring. I'm just cutting, because you know I always rip them and tear them and do all crazy things with them, right? And then I just start adding these willy-nilly all through the beard. And see what happens when you do, you start getting all the poofy, which I just love. So again, I'm just going to cut a strip. It's not cut all evenly. I didn't measure it. It is not a straight line. Let's add another one in here. You can add it and then take a look at it, see where you want more fullness, and that's where you would stick in some more of the cheesecloth. Though they should be no less than an inch wide, okay? Aren't these fun? Don't you just love these beards? I love these beards. Okay. I think I'm going to go right under the beard here. And I just do as much as I think I need. It looks good. Make sure you don't go too crazy and then you run out. You go, oh, I thought I had more. There is lots here. You won't need more than this. But if you put tons of it along the bottom and then you go, oh, darn, I don't have any left. You don't need that much. So just start out doing maybe, 5 along the bottom and then another little bit on the next layer. See, I just kind of lift up pieces and go, oh yeah, okay, I'll stick one in there. Because you're not wrong no matter where you stick it. But after you've done what you think you need, just take a look at it and see where you need to add a little bit more. This Santa was a Terry French Santa. I just did things to make it my own, with permission. Of course, I would never just take somebody else's stuff. And especially since Deb looks after all Terry's stuff, and she cut it for me. She knew I was doing it. But I have sold these at craft fairs, and I can never, ever keep them in stock at craft fairs. They go like lightning. Okay. So I'm just filling it in some spots where I want it to poof out. And then we do still have to do the mustache. But you can see how that already really poofs out that beard. I think I might be a little bit over here. But I'm going to do the mustache. The mustachio. So the mustache goes this way. So I'm going to just cut a few. And I think I'm going to make, let's see, a little bit. So I think I'm going to make it about 8 inches because then I can cut some off of it. So I'm going to make one layer 8, and then I'm going to maybe measure this one just a little bit shorter, and maybe another one a little bit shorter than that. I'm going to take them, twist them, put them all together like that, twist them. And then they're going to go right in here. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, be-dum, be-dum, bum, be-dum, be-dum, bum. Bum, be-dum, be-dum. So remember, this is going more to the sides. Come on. I'll take this. Now I want to put, this one's a little too long. Now I'm going to put a little bit of cheesecloth in here. Lot of little threads. So I'm going to put some cheesecloth. Right. Like this. And then we have you will look like this after you finish gluing. Sorry, I'm just trying to get some of this glue off my fingers. But I'm going to take the button now. So everybody will get a little button. Come here. Come on out. Okay. And I'm going to just take my vintage photo, or the brush with my vintage photo on it. Da, 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 da. Just going to move that out of the way. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit on my brush and just go over the button with it. I always like to do the sides too. And then I'm going to glue the button onto the center of the mustache. This is like his nose. Okay. Like that. And then we're going to dot his eyes. I wanted to wait to do this until I dotted his eyes. So he just has dots for eyes, our little guy. And I just did little dots. I didn't want them too big. So there. So there, he has two little eyes, and he's adorable. So I think I want this to come. So so I see if you can see this. I want his nose just up a little bit more. So I'm going to just kind of glue this down a little bit so his nose is a little bit higher. I'm just going to hold that for just a second. Okay, like that. Now I want his beard and his mustache. God, Roxanne goes crazy with my bows. Gosh, if she ever saw me do a beard, she'd probably lose it. Okay, now I want to, this is all splattered, okay? So I splattered it with, I'm looking at this and I think I'm just gonna put another piece. Say this would, Roxanne would lose it now, about now. But I think I wanna put another piece of cheesecloth just up in here. And this is what you'll do when you do your own Santa. You'll think it's done and then you'll look at it and you'll go, oh, I wouldn't mind. Maybe a little fluffier there. And then you just add a little bit more, right? So he has two things that I do with him. I'm going to splatter him with champagne stardust, and I'm also going to splatter his beard with Snow Tech. So I'm going to do the champagne stardust first. And I'll try not to get any of that on my clothes. So I'm going to use a denture brush, and I just got it, put it in water, tapped it off, and then just put it on a piece of paper towel like this because I don't want it wet. I just want it a little damp because then the Galaxy glitter just sticks to it better. But I'm covering up the face because I do not want any Galaxy glitter on his face. But I don't mind if it gets a little bit down on the cuff of his jacket. I think it looks kind of cool like that. So you can just splatter it, see how much you want on it. Or like I said, or you know what you can do? Like I said, you can stamp it if you want the beard, but stamp the unbleached cotton first. Or you can even take one of your brushes, your splattering brushes, and you can splatter it with a little bit of raw sienna, and it just kind of adds a little bit of more color to it if you don't have the Galaxy glitter, right? I'm gonna just find my Snow Tech stand. Oh, here it is. I love it when I'm organized. Okay, now I'm gonna splatter it with a little bit of Snow Tech. Try and find one that I've used before with Snow Tech. So I'm just going to pick up some Snow Tech, and this is on my denture brush. I'm going to cover up his face because I don't want it on its face, but I do want it on the beard. Oops, that's too big. And make sure that your brush is a little bit wet or it just doesn't splatter as well. I love this because when it dries, it stays on, like it doesn't, to drop off every time you move it. The Galaxy glitter and the Snow Tech really do stay on well. Let's see. I'm just going to turn it upside down so I can get this mustache, the mustache area, a little bit better. got some on his face, so I'm just going to use this Q-tip just to take it off his face. I don't want him to have snow tech on his face. Okay. Oh boy, you can really see my gray hair, can't you? Ah. He actually got a little, there, champagne, a little bit of galaxy glitter on him too. Got his mustache up there. Okay, so there's, so far, isn't he adorable? I just think he's so cute. Okay, now we can start to actually to kind of put some of this together now. Let's get a little bit of that off of there. So I'm just gonna move that to the side. I'm gonna take this to wrap the candy cane. So you don't, this isn't very thick. Like this is 1, 2, 3. So I'm just gonna cut this down. And this is about, I'm just gonna see if I can tell you how, I think, no I didn't. Okay, never mind. This is about almost 5/8 of an inch. I really want the red stripe to show. You know, these are crappy scissors, and I have brand new scissors. But do you think I will get them out? No. Probably have like 5 pairs of brand new scissors. But no, I am not getting them out for some weird reason. So just cut about 5/8 of an inch all the way down. And I'm kind of pull that thread. Now let's get the candy cane. I actually remembered that I put it on top of there, which is, you know, a miracle for me. We're just going to glue this on. And then I'm going to wrap it around. And I'm not ironing this or anything. I kind of like them a little, you know, a little rusticy. 3. Da, 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 da. Open this one up just a little bit. Okay, like this. So it's wrapped. It's going to glue it on the back. Cut it off. And then I took my raw sienna. Knows where I put it. Okay. I have it now. And my shading brush. Just a sec. I think I used the wrong one. There it is. I squirted dried clay down. That would never do. Okay, now I have raw sienna. Oh, heavens. And I literally went kind of around it like this. Just a little bit. And then I went on the sides of the stripes. So just add a little bit of more color just under those stripes. I'm going to dry this off. Now I used antiquing wax and went around the edge. If you don't have antiquing wax, you can use asphaltum. Let's see if my antiquing wax is, whoops, right here. I'm going to put this somewhere where it's going to be handy dandy. Okay. And my antiquing wax is, gosh, I hate getting, oh, I actually put the scent on top of it. So I'm just going to grab that little brush again that we already used. I think I have a littler one. Where's my little one? Yes. Oh, I'm going to use this. So I'm just going to use this skinny little one. Just pick up a little bit. And then just do a little bit. You don't need very much. And I don't go around the whole thing. I just kind of did a little bit here and there. Like that. And then we just splattered it. Oops. Get it on my face. And then I splattered it with the white again. I think I'm going to splatter it with, trying to decide if I want Snow White. I think I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use Snow White. So Snow White and raw sienna is what I splattered this with. Let's see if I can find my little toothy brush. Okay. So this is the Snow White. I'm just going all over it. And then I went back and I did the same thing with a little bit of raw sienna. And you really don't need to do too much. Again, it's just adds a little bit to it. Like that. Let's just dry this quickly, and then we'll just put the little greenery on and the berries. So the berries, y'all know I don't like these red shiny berries. Some people do, and I mean that's perfectly fine. I don't like them, so I always paint them or sponge them with either Rookwood Red or Heritage Brick. It doesn't really matter which one. You just really want to take the shiny away. So, let's see what color I have here. Let's see if I've got any of my little sponges here. How come when you want a sponge, it isn't right here? Oh, here they are. I had them. So I'm just going to take the sponge and sponge this red on. And it just really dullens the berry, and it doesn't come off. So, and you can do it as you don't have to do it perfectly. You can let a little bit of the shine through. It doesn't have to be completely covered. I just prefer the not shiny berries. Now, if you do this and then you go to dry them, be careful that you don't, yeah, thanks, Darlene. I do too. I just like the cherries and the berries. Just don't like that shiny. Don't hold your heat gun if you choose to dry it, because it will actually make these little foamy berries kind of bubble. Boils the berries, ladies. It boils the berries. You just want this dry before you cut it off. I'm just going to, I always when I give it to you, I always give it to you on the wire stems, because they're nice to hold when you're painting them. You can just hold the stems and then sponge the other on. Okay, now, oh, I just have to get the little bit of green. Oh, I think I have some over here. Maybe not. No, I don't like that one. Oh, here. So I'm just going to make a little tie with this. It's just a little bit of green. Hoping I gave everybody green. And I'm going to glue this on about here. And then glue 3 little berries on. 1, 2, 3. So just in there. And then I'm going to cut this. This is way too long. And then just fray the ends up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to splatter this with Snow Tech. Here we are. Because I want to get all of this and the berries and the greenery. I think I'll do it over something so I don't get it on there. Okay. I'm just going to dry this, otherwise it's going to smudge when I glue it on. Then it's watching in replay. 10 o'clock here. Good night, Rosemary. Rosemary. I don't know why I always say Rosemary. Good night, Rosemary. Bedtime for this 86-year-old. Yeah. I tell you, it's only, what is it here? It's 7 o'clock and it's almost bedtime for this 72-year-old. Okay. So this is his candy cane, and it's going to get glued on right here. I'm going to use my glue gun because I have this fabric here. So I'm going to use my glue gun, and I'm going to glue it on like this. Oops, let's move that up. Okay, now we have a little we're gonna blah 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 talk too much already. See, so I'm doing this, ladies. So I'm taking that red fabric that we cut for the candy cane, which here going, where do I put it? Blah blah blah. That's all, folks. Where did I put this striped can? Oh, here it is. It was somewhere. Okay, now I'm just going to make a bow with it. Just like this. Oops, come here. I'm just going to tie it with a little piece of string. Just in the middle. I'm going to double tie it. And I'm going to cut it about the size of the loops. And then I'm going to take it apart. This is all extra little, right? I like to kind of do this little extra stuff. So I wanted to cut it like that. And I'm going to glue that on here. And I'm going to put a Rusty Bell on it. Come on off. Off you get. Off you get. Okay. Going to glue it right there. We will snow tech that. Make it all cute and snowy. And that again will be all snow teched. Now we're going to get our little ginger here. So this little ginger, what I did was I just took little pieces of the fabrics that I gave you. The red striped fabric. And I cut little teeny tiny squares. Y'all, I know you're all gonna just hate me, okay. So I cut like really thin. Like this, and I cut 3 little pieces, and this is just for the little peppercorns to sit on. And yes, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to do this. But again, I know I give you guys way too many details, but I like the details. I think the details kind of make them look really cute. Okay, so I cut them in those little teeny tiny pieces. Oops, do I have to come up a little bit? Go there for a second. There's 1, These really are. See how tiny this is? Look at my hands, my Lord. I'm going to be having to give myself a little handicure, not a pedicure, but a handicure after the class tonight. Do another one there, and then a third one. Make sure they are really teeny tiny. Probably could even have done these ones just a little bit smaller. Then I'm gonna, then we're gonna snick this little tiny peppercorn. One on each one. And we're gonna glue it. Oop, just down here. Now I can use the wood glue on this because there's no fabric on the back of it. Nope, I gotta stick it with the pin. And I'm gonna put it like this. Okay, and now we're just gonna do the boots. So I'm gonna just put him to the side. I'm gonna take our boots. Now I wanted to, just add a little bit of fun to this. So I took the red stripe. Every time I turn around, I have lost that red stripe fabric. I don't know. Oh, here it is. I tell you. Debbie needs a new mind. So I'm just going to cut a little strip of it. Like that. And I'm just going to leave it long. And I'm going to make two little ties like this. And then we can cut them to size after. But I just find this is the easiest way to do it. So I have two of those, and I'm going to do two of these. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And I'm going to do the same with this. Just going to take it and tie it like this. And I'm going to do two of those. Someone's at my door. Someone at my door. I wonder if my husband will get it. I can see, not expecting anything from Amazon or any of my fun places that I like to go to. Yeah, I don't see anybody. Okay. So then we're going to take these and we're going to glue them. Whoops. Right on here as if they were, cute laces. I'm just going to separate these a little bit, see what size I want them. Just going to cut these a bit so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Oops, I knock it. And then I'm just going to separate these a bit. When I tied them, I kind of scrunched them together. I can hear my husband walking around upstairs. Maybe someone did knock at the door. Well, I'm not answering it, so I'm not going to worry about it. I cannot wait to see my Zara. Okay, so you can see how I've kind of frayed this and made it look quite, you know, old and ugly. And I'm going to glue it on. I'll do one here. And then I'm going to do a red just below it. But I'm going to fray it up. I think this side's too long. So I'm just going to pull at it. It's with my fingernails like this. And then you can see how the threads are all frayed. So that's just what I want. I'm going to take where the knot is and stick this on just underneath it. Just underneath the black one. Just like that. And then I'm going to stick one rusty bell just in the middle of the black, of the red one there. Okay, and then take a little, you'll all get a piece of this color fabric. Just take a little piece of it. We're just going to make a little patch in here. So I'm just going to cut it. Again, I'm just going to fray it a little bit with my fingers. Like that. And glue it on. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one, but on the other side. Just going to make this a little bit smaller so it's more, you can work with it a little bit better. And I'm going to fray the pieces a bit just by pulling them. I just pull them with my fingernails and it frays them up really good. Just kind of pulls at those threads. Do one in here, and then I'm going to do the red. Just going to cut it a little bit too. And I will put up the line drawing for the Santa. Yeah, sorry about that. I had it, and then I forgot to do it when I put the instructions in, and then I looked at it afterwards, and I was doing the base coating, and I thought, oh, good thing there's line drawings. People are going to want it. And then I realized it was sitting beside me, and I thought, oh, I forgot to. So I'll just put it in the file in the group. And another rusty bell. Which I have. Where's my other rusty bell? Do you guys see the rusty bell? Where's the other rusty bell? Oh, there it is. Whew. So I'm gonna just stick one rusty bell there, and I think I'm gonna take a little bit of this fabric to make the patch on the other heel, and really you can use any fabric that you want. I just chose this. Okay. And then I just used wire and wired it on, and I did give everybody wire so that you could do that. Just gonna grab one. So just take your long piece of wire and cut it in half. You can just cut it in half with scissors. This is probably why my scissors are dull. But we're not gonna go there, okay, ladies? We're not gonna go there. I'm going to do that with both sides. Then we're just going to snow tech this. It's going to be so cute. Now I pull it so you can see it's butt up against. And then wrap it. There's a little one. Too big. Oh, I'll use this. Okay, so then I'm going to take it. Then I'm going to pull the bottom one tight so that this is up tight against it. And then I'll know, just kind of squish it down. And then do the top one. And if you find it's too long, just trim it back with your scissors. Do the same with this one. Now, if after I give instructions and you're all sitting there, anybody sitting there going, what in heck? How did you do that? Don't really understand it in the video. Message me. I honestly don't mind explaining how to do things, because, I mean, let's face it, I'm not perfect. So I might not explain everything exactly so that you understand it. So just message me, I don't mind. And then I can come on and if there's, I can even come into the group and just do a little thing on whatever it is that you're having trouble with. Really don't mind that at all. I'm just looking for, did I bring them down? Oh, here, I'll use this one. So now we're just going to snow tech. Oh, thanks, Phyllis. Replying to this one is very detailed and adorable. Thank you, Roxanne. It is detailed, but it is adorable. It is a little bit more work, but you know what? It's fun to do a little bit more work sometimes. Now we're just going to add a little bit of snow to him here and there. And I'm going to add some to the... And you can add snow tech wherever your little heart desires. And a little bit here on his gloves, top of the candy cane. And just here on the top of his sleeve, I think I'll do a little bit. And I think our little ginger should have a little bit, don't you? On the little buttons. And then I'm going to add some to the top of his boots here. Oops, come here, not too much. Put a little bit on the rusty star. A little bit to the top of this. And then I'm just going to splatter a little bit. See where else I might want to splatter a little bit. Just up here. There is our Santa. Isn't he cute? I just think he's so adorable. I'm just going to bring the rotate your phone. Okay, I will. Oh, hi. Yeah, Santa did take a little bit longer than you would think. Good thing I base coated him first. Here he is. No, where's the mirror? Changes all the camera. Is that right? Like that. So there is our Santa. I hope you like him. He's so much fun to do. He's so adorable. So messy. If anybody has a little bit of trouble, maybe doesn't understand something, let me know. I'll come on and explain it a little bit better for you. Thanks, Dorinda. Again, I am shipping out these snow globes by Monday, I do believe, if you order before then, just because I really want to get them out. Thanks everybody everybody really placed a lot of order for those snow globes. So I hope you all like them as much as I do. I love this Santa. I think he's the cutest little thing. Thanks everybody for, I got stuff on my hair. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great weekend and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.